The Wheelchair World Cup live and exclusive rugby league right here on Fox League.
Former military man, and now you're in the green and gold. How proud are you, Pete?
This is probably the pinnacle of my journey so far as an amputee. I've competed at 2 Invictus Games, which were pretty special, but the hype around this World Cup is immense. It's got me buzzing.
Why is wheelchair rugby league probably one of the most inclusive games that we have on the planet?
It's probably the only wheelchair sport where able-bodied athletes can compete at a World Cup level. So we run 5 players on the court at any one time, and you can have it up to 2 able-bodied athletes on the court.
If I'm a rugby league fan and I'm watching wheelchair rugby league for the very first time, what do I need to know?
It's a very physical game. The physicality is second to none. The hits are big, the speed of the game is fantastic. I competed at the last World Cup in 2017 and the physicality of the game has transformed since then, especially from an Australian point of view anyway.
Why do you think that's changed?
We've got some young bucks in the team now.
Who's the loose cannons in your team?
Probably Bailey McKenna and Adam Tannick.
Well, boys, you'll be proud to know you've been labelled as the loose cannons of the team. How tough is it? How brutal does it get?
It gets pretty hectic. I mean, I broke my foot plate. I snapped it in half at the last Origin. There was some broken bones, dislocations. Zach dislocated his hip.
A lot of concussions.
A lot of concussions.
A lot of dislocations.
Because you don't wear headgear, you don't wear mouth guard, you don't wear gloves. It's a small price to pay to play this game.
It's really physical, the collisions. You can hear how jarring they are.
The brutality is unreal.
Yeah.
Every collision, you can feel it. It just goes all through your body, but just hypes you up ready for the next set.
What do fans need to know about the game?
It's essentially rugby league, but with tags. That's all it is.
It's Oz tag rugby league mix. I mean, we kick 6 tackles, there's dropouts, there's field goals, there's conversions after tries, where the try's been scored. It's all the same.
Except
other
the
than,
scrums.
Other than except the scrums.
When people find out you play wheelchair rugby league, what's the first question?
Why?
For you.
Why? You're not in a wheelchair? Why are you playing? Simple answer is, my dad's in a wheelchair, he played it, and this is an inclusive sport. It's the only wheelchair inclusive sport that you can take it to the World Cup level. Play for Australia, being able-bodied but playing in a wheelchair.
Looking at the draw, I'm sure, like every athlete, you've worked out what this World Cup looks like, especially in those early rounds. Who's going to be the main threat for this World Cup?
Well, I think our first game against England is going to be pivotal. It's going to be a crazy game. It's already sold out, 7,500 people. It's going to be an unreal experience and shape where we come.
France are the current world champions. They've won the last 2 World Cups. They'll be the team to beat for sure. But if we can get one up on England to start with, you know, we'll have a lot of confidence going into the semi-finals.
Do you feel like your experience in the Australian Defence Force has now come in really handy that you're in wheelchair rugby league?
Like having injuries, losing stuff you love doing, finding something that you can do with a great bunch of people, like the 4 of us from Townsville are more than just teammates. We're great friends. The mateship and being able to represent Australia together is just amazing.
What's the most important thing for you guys?
We just love the impact. So the other team's got to be careful and take that on board because we just love the impact. We love the quick game. And a lot of teams that we've watched, even watching them do their training and trying to mesh as a team, there's no contact. So I think that's going to be the biggest shock to them.
Are Australia the bullies?
I'd love to say no, but I think we are.
Yeah.